Welcome back to our gameplay exploration of Bioframe Outpost's complex and deep ecosystem and its emergent properties. In part 1 we had a good look at the basics, but in this video we will want to look at some more complex things. Let's explore a little bit deeper into the level and see if we can mix things up a little bit. Right. Here are those fleas that we saw earlier. Infected. And indeed, look, you can free them up with your fire extinguisher. Which also means that they, can then attack you, which is not ideal. So there are consequences to changing a creature's state. One of them is also, if a creature dies, they can turn into something else. In this case, a pheromone husk. Yes, can be picked up and thrown, release a pheromone cloud on impact, and they can drive some creatures to frenzied aggression. I like the sound of that. Let's pick one up. Now, the little fleas are tiny and just like a lizard can be picked up in their own right. So even though some things are clearly dangerous, at the same time they can also be a resource, which is an important principle in this game. Not everything is just black and white, it depends. Right, let's put another piece of the puzzle together. Infected creatures are infected by an alien disease, and the alien disease is controlled by crystals. Skrillian crystals. Alien doohickeys. Doohickeys? Doohickeys? Doohies? We may have to cut that out. It happens that the alien technology is very sensitive to temperature. It doesn't like the cold very much. And since I do have a cold producing item, namely my fire extinguisher, we can crack it, we can break it. And when we do that, the entire area, and that includes this Gonka beast, these infected jump mites, but also, if you look over here, this is an infected door. With a bit of luck we can make that accessible as well. Let's find out. Right. Whoa. Right. A lot is happening in the dark. The Gonka is awake, as are the jump mites. They have jumped onto the Gonka beast, who got so upset that it ran off and it's knocked itself out. Here it is. There. Oh, I'm out of fire extinguisher fluid. Oh, this is dangerous. These creatures that jump on me, now freed, make me too heavy to jump over that ledge. Classic. I guess I gotta be a bit more careful. Let's have a look. I could use my camera to see where the dangers lie. That's a nest. Let me just grab this thing here. See, the problem is if that Gonka wakes up again. Should I do this? Oh, no. I'm not letting that happen again. I'm not going to chance it. Let me get some extra fire extinguisher fluid. Go up here, which actually is interesting because there's something to be found here. Ooh, a jetpack. That sounds good. Indeed. Let's go get it. Okay. It is better to fly with eagles than to run with turkeys. This is true. It's quite an epic reveal, I have to say. Okay, it's a jetpack. I think we know how it works. This door is open now, as I hoped. Here's another crystal, presumably. Right, I've now photographed all the AI states of the giant thorn spore. Pretty handy. Right, I presume this crystal controls the door up there in the top right. I may as well open it now I'm here, if this is actually true. But then at the same time, this is an infected giant spore. It will wake up. You can see some more infected things here. It's quite unpredictable what what's going to happen when they all start running around. So let's give that a go. Okay. This is nuts. These are aliens. Oh, no, am I in time? No, too late. So the little red blobs is actually what causes the infection. So I freed this giant thorn spore from its infection. Then it got attacked immediately when the door opened, because the infection was also keeping the door locked. That let out a bunch of these aliens, and it promptly infected or tried to infect this giant thorn spore. Interesting. So as you can see, there are all kinds of levers and ways that you can change the states of things, of creatures, of the environment, of whole areas, just by using quite simple and basic sounding mechanics. But the thing is, they all act as multipliers on each other, because everything reacts to everything. And once everything reacts to everything, you can chain outcomes, and that creates an almost infinite amount of things you can try to mess with, and very emergent outcomes in gameplay. So that's where the fun begins. This won't have been apparent to people who don't know the game, but this thing here, a land urchin, was attacked by the giant thorn spore by accident, because there was a little lizard walking next to it who triggered the thorn spore, who shot its spores into the air, which landed on the urchin, who got so angry and stressed that it started to shoot spikes, which then stunned the spores, making them temporarily safe to be around. So yeah, that's a lot. That's hard to plan, but it is possible. And again, that's where the fun comes in. Let's have a look. How does this jetpack work? It works quite well. Now look at this. This is what I meant. Oh. Nice. So yeah, I photographed it in its angry state, and that stunned it in mid-anger. When it woke up again, it started shooting again. And these spores are completely stunned, but for a limited amount of time. So they'll become a problem for me in a minute. I don't have the key for this door. That's annoying. So how do I get out of here without taking too much harm? I could photograph everything, but I'm not sure if I can stun them for long enough for that to be safe. I could try that, but wouldn't it be more fun to instead make a lizard create some mayhem? Let's see. Oh yes, here we go. Just happened off screen, but you understand what happened. Oh, let me pause this angry thing. Did I make it? Yeah, just about. So that is one fun way in which you can play things off against each other, just by understanding how the environment works and using very simple basic mechanics to create quite complex solutions. It's very dangerous here. I need to be a little bit careful. As you can see, they're on a hair trigger. I do have all the states photographed of off this spore. So this should not be too hard. Here we go. This is why it's worth spending a little bit of time trying to manipulate things into different behavior states so you can photograph them, which becomes its own interesting little mini game. Right, aliens. So what if I free this little lizard here? Ooh. It becomes of great interest to the aliens. Okay, let's play with that. That's right. Feast on my lizard. Oh, am I out of lizards now? Yeah, they're not very good with cold. Oh dear. I don't think this is gonna work. I better get out. And it's too late. I got infected. I'm a bit sad. Right. Good thing there's all these little save points lying around. Mind state backup. What's this? Okay. What can I learn about myself? Okay. That was bad. Try it again. Remember to freeze or stun the dangerous creatures around you. Okay, so while the solution in principle was worth trying, there are too many aliens there to make that a viable path. But that's where the fun comes in. I've learned something about freeing creatures that I can carry around and use wherever I want to use them, and that nearly worked. So that means the game encourages you to experiment with tactics to test the limits of how deep this ecosystem is and how things react to each other. And then those experiments, those tests, those tactical ideas then become part of larger, more overlapping strategies. I'm not a fan of wasps in real life. I'm not a real fan of wasps in this game either. Gotta say, what do you have to play with? Oh, the wasp is eating. And again, what's it eating? This little ochre plant fruit. That's good. And did we unlock the wasp? Oh, we're in resources. Here we go. Rainbow wasp. Okay, we know that. That's a good thing to know. Do we have any? No. So I must get me some ochre berries. Or find a different way to play with them. There was also this thing here, a mobile defender, which is okay. We can cure this robot, but it's aggressive. Well, that might actually work for us. The question is, can I actually do so? And that is something you will find out in part 3, which will be coming soon, and will also, as a bonus, feature my recipe for creating an enraging stink lizard. Thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you soon.